Hi Collective, how are you all today? Evie and I are doing good. I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. Thank you for being here and for spending time with us. We appreciate you guys so much, Collective. Thank you guys. All right, let's tap in and let's get a message for the Collective Spirit. What do we need to know? What's going on in the Collective energy right now? Got the Three of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Celebrating something, being given something that you're supposed to receive, giving, sharing something that you're celebrating. Something that's going to make you happy. Some kind of assistance or support. Something's going to be receiving success, sharing wealth, having joy and happiness, being inspired. We have a Two of Cups, coming into an agreement, some kind of harmony or balance in something that could be a relationship, a happy couple, being compatible with a group of people, all equally giving and receiving in like a partnership and agreement. Potential soulmates. We've got the Three of Swords in reverse, so overcoming painful heartbreak, having forgiveness and healing and recovering from something that was hurting, gaining clarity so that you can move on and have peace from a possible relationship here, or a collaboration of people. Someone that you were in a relationship could have cheated and didn't give you what you were supposed to receive and broke your heart, and you're overcoming this pain. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, and it just came out in reverse. The dark side of wealth, having a conflict in the family, having instability in the home, from someone that you were with in the past, with the Six of Cups. Having spiritual fulfillment after you've overcome this heartbreak. This very painful ending and heartbreak with soulmate energies here that you used to spend time with and now you don't. Trying not to focus on the past, staying focused on the future. We've got a King of Cups energy. Being very compassionate and caring, loving and kind. Being balanced in emotions. Being logical and using your intuition. Having emotional maturity and stability. Overcoming painful energy here. And this could even be like family members here. We've got the Nine of Wands. Having firm boundaries. Being the wounded warrior. Having a lot of courage and being successful as you're overcoming something. We've got the Sun on the bottom. A situation where you could have had to face some challenges or threats from others to where you had to stand your ground. Could have been regarding a family unit here from the past. A King of Cups can be a father, it could be a husband. Someone could have been very controlling or moody or selfish with you. Could have even become volatile. Something's being exposed, the truth is coming out. Having success and good luck about something that's going to make you happy and optimistic. Being very creative. Something's being revealed. Okay. Let's clarify. Alright, Spirit, what's going on in this energy here? What do we need to know? Tell me about the Six of Pentacles, please. You could have needed assistance or could have been given assistance or support for something here. We have bondage. Someone could have tried to block something that you were supposed to receive. Becoming frustrated. Feeling imbalanced, like you were bound to something. Needing assistance to move forward. Being blocked and bound in something that Maybe you could have been very giving and it was not reciprocated here. And you could have felt trapped or bound to a situation. Clarify this Three of Cups. We've got conflict in reverse. So overcoming some kind of conflict with even third-party energies here. Overcoming a conflict. Needing that alone time and isolation, going in hermit mode for your personal growth and self-care. Someone could have been creating distractions in your life. Someone could have been a drunk. They could have partied all the time. Could have been dealing with someone who was fickle. And you're just like, I'm not doing this anymore. It could have been a one-sided relationship here. You just put your foot down and said you weren't going to deal with it anymore. Under the Two of Cups, we've got destruction in reverse. So this person could have been very manipulative with the Three of Swords in reverse. So you overcame a very destructive situation here with an emotional manipulator who could have created a lot of conflict. They could have had addictions. You could have been dealing with like a mean drunk for some of you. That's not going to be for everyone. They could have made you feel isolated and trapped and very controlling and dominating. And they were just like a destructive force, creating conflict and just strife and disharmony, creating misunderstandings. You were incompatible with this person. They disrupted the balance in your life. They disturbed your peace. And you had to get rid of this energy in order to have this self-love and self-care again. Tell me about this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. We have Enamour in reverse. So you could have, really loved someone here, but then you started seeing their dark side of what was really going on here, and you just didn't want anything else to do with it. They made your life too unstable. Could be a family conflict with like your actual family members, or a relationship that you were in here that you had conflict. Could be both. And you could have really loved this person at one point, but then it just got to where that love just wasn't there anymore. You were tired of being manipulated and having to deal with all this conflict in your life. Clarify the Six of Cups. I've got protection. Someone from your past could be mad about how protected you are. Resolving childhood issues, walking away from possibly family members here to heal that inner child, getting away from toxic people. Having to let go of the past so that you could focus on the future, and protecting yourself and your energy from any conflict or any manipulation, love bombing, acting like they love you, but it's just that it wasn't real. It was manipulative. Could have had, could have been the black sheep of the family, and everybody else was, collaborating in their nasty energy here, and you just didn't want anything else to do with it. A father figure here could be extremely significant. This King of Cups is surprised. You're just this sweetheart, wounded warrior here. They're surprised at how strong you are, how resilient you are. This King of Cups energy here could have really surprised you, and how they were operating in their darker state of their being. You could have had to protect yourself and walk away from a father figure in your childhood that could have been abusive towards you. The boss of the family, very bossy. A mother figure here in the family also with the parental figures that could have affected your money in some way. Could have affected your, you could have walked away whenever you were young I know in my case, I was emancipated at 17, so, that could be significant for some of you. Maybe you were emancipated from the family unit earlier in your childhood, and it created a lot of struggle. And the Ten of Pentacles can also be an inheritance. A father figure could have actually kept it from you and affected your actual money. Disharmony in the home. Had to defend yourself against this King of Cups energy. And you're this sweetheart here, and they could have been very abusive towards you here, and you had to walk away. It was very painful. It was a very painful ending here in this family unit with this father figure. Okay. Tell me about this bondage. We've got evidence, some kind of proof. Could have been investigating something. There could actually be an investigator. There could be a detective here that's looking on something that should have been given and received, sharing wealth, having assistance and support. Something could be tied up in an investigation. It's this conflict in reverse. But someone got a bright idea, suggested that they do something here. Tell me about this destruction in reverse. Someone thought it was a great idea to create a distraction. We have merit making. Someone could act like they're this wonderful person, that they've got good morals, that, and they were just like a destructive force. I'm just hearing a wolf in sheep's clothing. They're acting like this really good person, maybe out into the public's eyes, always acting like, or maybe out in public you had to act like you were this happy couple or in this happy relationship with family members, but it was just for show. It wasn't what was really going on behind closed doors. Clarify manipulation. We have perseverance, and it came out in reverse. So it could have been hard to overcome some kind of challenges that you had to endure here, but you did. Someone could be trying to create some kind of a resolution of something that could be tied up in an investigation, of something that's supposed to be given and received. The truth is coming out about family members on the bottom here. It's the bottom of the deck over here. Someone's, soulmate energies here. Okay. With the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, a property, wealth. Someone could have invested in a property here. But it wasn't received. The dark side of wealth. What someone did behind the scenes to manipulate a situation that was very heartbreaking here and painful. There could be some kind of proof and a detective looking into something here in some of these cases. Of something that was going on in your past and your childhood. You're protected. Clarify protection. Protected from friends and bullies. People that were networking and teaming up together to bully you. This King of Cups here is surprised that maybe they weren't able to bully you in the way that they thought they were going to. Maybe they'd bullied you for most of your life. Now they're embarrassed. People could be gossiping, or this King of Cups could have been gossiping about you. Now people could be surprised of what's going on here. They could want to come towards you, sweetheart, in this Nine of Wands energy. Ask for forgiveness and try to create some kind of a compromise. They want to come to some kind of an agreement. The agreements on this card. Want to reconcile. Someone could want, wow, sweetheart, because I'm clarifying sweetheart right now. Okay. Someone could be sick. Someone could be on their deathbed in your family. It could be a father figure here. They may ask for mercy, forgiveness. They could come towards you with an apology. They're guilty. They could have to confess. Wow, a family member here could want to confess something. And they're surprised that you're this sweetheart and that you've survived all of this, even though they've done a lot to affect your life and hurt you in profound ways and keep from you things that you should have been given. They didn't share wealth with you that you should have received, and you still persevered. It was hard. You're a survivor. They didn't know how strong you were. It's because you had no choice but to be strong. You're a warrior. And you have so much courage. And you could have very firm boundaries with these people. And that's because you had to protect yourself from their energy. Yeah, you were protecting your connection from people from the Six of Cups, from people from the past. Protecting with the connection right here in the center. Yeah. And you had to walk away from what was no longer serving you. You saw through the manipulation, the gaslighting, the abuse, the bullying, slandering you, unwilling to change the behavior. Now someone is scared because there could be an investigator or a detective looking into something and there's proof. And now they're bound to something that they did. They're put themselves in a state of bondage, sharing wealth within a family unit. Family members even could have taken something from you and shared it with each other, just to where you didn't get what you were supposed to have. There could be money, a property, land, something that an ancestor left you, a passed over loved one. Okay. As I was trying to put all that together, courthouse just came flying out under this evidence here. Something's tied up in a court situation regarding a Ten of Pentacles. Clarify this idea. What was the idea? A main male had an idea to possibly try and block your pathway here because they didn't want you to have a great fortune. And so this main male is this King of Cups energy. Clarify merit making, creating conflict, a whole collaboration of people coming together in despair. So this was something that you should have been left when you were a child. The Two of Cups, this could have been parental figures here that did something to you as a child. I've got imprisonment under perseverance in reverse. Someone's going to be in bad health and they could be going to jail over something here that an investigation is uncovering. They're in despair over a property. A privileged lady is in despair over this Ten of Pentacles reverse and a real estate. Someone could be losing a property. Something is protected by your ancestors. A message from the courts with a whole collaboration and team and network of people here that were working together to keep a great fortune from their child. Clarify this bully. They're surprised. They're embarrassed. This privileged lady is embarrassed now because they've bullied you since childhood. This father figure and a privileged lady. People are gossiping. Things are changing. Trying to compromise with you, coming out as this child sweetheart here. Trying to come to some kind of an agreement for a reconciliation. Considering that, wow, we've got a thief, so they stole from you. Now they're all in their thoughts, this family member's here, because the sun is exposing something. They're all in their thoughts because of what was supposed to be given to you as a child from a passed over loved one here in a court situation, in a judgment. Got a message of concern because they kept this a secret from you. Now they're in despair. A wealthy man is in their thoughts. With distant horizons, this thief who received this unexpected income They could have traveled to get this gift, and they were this mature man. They're an older masculine here. They're a false person. Been very deceptive in hiding what was really going on. We've got occupation twice. So they could have been prominent in the community, made good money with their occupation, and now they're very concerned about how the community is going to view them because people are gossiping. They're all in their thoughts. They're worried about this. They could be giving each other messages, or they've gotten a message from an official person, which could be from the courts here. They could be expecting to have to travel here in the near future for a court situation regarding a couple that received unexpected income that was stolen money here, and they were false people. They were manipulative, and they kept this hidden. Wow, Spirit. So they're scared. They're freaking out because they've done the most, and the Three of Swords is very painful energy here, and they did everything they could to try to destroy you in your life and your stability. You could have been the black sheep. I know I was. Wow, collective. Okay, let's pull from my handmade deck. We have a male. Something's in limbo with a male in the courts here. Wow. Okay, I don't really feel trafficking in this energy, but something's in limbo in the courts with a legal situation here. Well, what's this destruction? What they do here? What's in this energy? We've got the 9th house. It's ruled by Jupiter and Sagittarius. These birth dates could be significant. It's about expansion. It involves your intuition, good fortune, distant interests, deeper meanings, higher education, long distance travel, and higher abstract thinking. What else is going on in this energy here? I just saw lies. Almost popped out, but it went back in. They want you mentally and emotionally unstable, so their lies will hold up in the court situation. Wow, they throw their weight around with intimidation and scare tactics with this destructive bullying conflict here. And they wanted you to look like they had to maintain your livelihood. Someone could have taken conservatorship over this. And you could have even been trafficked. They could have been trying to do that to you since you were a child. Now, that's for some of you. Because with thief and child, some of you could have even been stolen as a child. Goodness. That's not going to be for everyone, so don't get crazy. This person is a miser. They're greedy. They held on to your wealth. Okay. Something significant about the messages. With text messages, a janitor. Someone could literally be a janitor, or someone could be trying to clean something up in text messages here. Forensics, yeah, they can go in and pull all of that back up. They've created a smear campaign, gossiping and slandering with lies and betrayal. There's going to be a major blow up in this energy, and they're going to have to be held accountable for the choices that they've made. We have a loan officer that could be involved. Ooh, an investigator could be looking into a loan officer. Someone could be a laborer. They committed crimes, and this investigator is looking into it. We have an advisor. Someone could have gone to a loan officer. They're hoping for some kind of lucky break here. We've got the 4th house with foundations. It involves land, the family, the mother, the physical home, and karmic lessons. Controlled by the moon and Cancer could be significant. What else is in this energy, please, for the collective, Spirit? Oh, wow. You're going to be proving your innocence. You've done nothing to deserve this abuse. Someone can be a waiter or a waitress. And with text messages and phone records, okay, being looked into. Gaining clarity about the stability and security. Getting kicked out of a home, which could be which could be this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. We've got huge blessings are on the way to help with your stability and your security. Gaining clarity. This King of Cups here, this father figure could have been a sexual deviant. We've got a death plot. And having to defend yourself, some of you, now this is not for everyone, some of you could have had to defend yourself from a perv in the father figure in the family here. We have a step grandmother or a grandmother that could be involved. They're just straight up evil. Mississippi could be significant. They were strategically planning something here. A dangerous combo with their current partner, strategically planning something. Louisiana could be significant. Something's going on in probate court. We've got text messages again. They could have even been spoofing messages, and that could be why forensics have to get involved to figure out the real messages that aren't spoofed. Something's coming to the completion of a cycle. They could have even made up messages that were saying that it was from you, but they weren't real. That's what I'm being told. We could have a corrupt judge in the energy that made you a victim. Someone could have been in a wreck. A secret meeting with a corrupt judge. Someone's got a GUN. A corrupt judge with this probate. They're going to get arrested. They made you a victim, and it's an injustice. Someone was in a wreck. They could have been tampering with your car to cause a wreck. Could have paid someone to do that. We have grand larceny. Someone could have an autoimmune disease. So someone could be getting charged with grand larceny here. Something's definitely in probate. This is over a stolen inheritance here. We've got a corrupt crime family. Some kind of an event that they had planned for retaliation. Or they could have just retaliated against you because you walked away. There were multiple people in this collaboration with this corrupt crime family. They could have gotten friends, co-workers, partners that you were in a relationship with, multiple people to come together to bully you, to harass you, to embarrass you, to gossip and slander about you, to make you look mentally and emotionally unstable so that all of their lies would hold up in this court situation to where they could try and get away with this. They could have been trying to unalive you. Okay. CPS could be involved. Draw 5 from the small white deck. So let me get this other deck over here. Let's just get stacked. Someone could be a surgeon. Somebody's getting a felony charge. They've committed perjury in the courts. Their world is crashing down around them right now. There could be a cult involved in this energy for some of you. They're doing really dark spell work. Their world is crashing down around you. They've been trying to keep things hidden from prying eyes. They don't want this evidence coming out. Something could be in a safe. They're securing something in a safe to keep it hidden from prying eyes. We have a surgeon. Someone could have had surgery or needed a surgeon, or someone could be a surgeon. Someone could be in the hospital or need some kind of a medical energy here. Someone could be impotent, and they want to fight because they're facing the consequences for their actions. They want to fight. All kinds of drama. They could be trying to avoid this gossip because they're embarrassed. Now they're surprised. They want to fight. They've created so much drama in your life. Avoid gossiping. Secrets are going to be exposed. They were creating very bad habits. They don't want people to know what they've done. They're going to be facing the consequences. Someone was cheating with infidelity. Someone has no motivation. And they're realizing that you're never going to let them back into your life. That you walked away, you cut them off. Someone could be trying to flee the country and go on the run. They realize that you're never going to let them back into your energy. They've been stealing from you, and they were hostile towards you over this. And it's created a family feud with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, because that is definitely what the Ten of Pentacles is. It's a broken home. There could have been DV here, and this King of Cups father figure could have hired a hitman to come after you. They could have been very violent and abusive, aggressive, and dangerous towards you. We've got crooked cops and officials, a corrupt judge, all involved with this. The corrupt town with local government and criminals. In-laws could be involved. Yeah, we've got a bad father figure, and they were not good to you. But out in public, they act like they're this amazing person, but they're not. They were always one to fight with you, and they were violent. They know they're fucked. They're trying to run. They're scared. Someone's depressed. This father figure's depressed. Your ancestors are pissed off at your family. Oh, God, they're mad. Your ancestors are so proud of you for breaking generational curses off your bloodline. Divine timing is bringing what you put in God's hands. The cycle is ending, and your ancestors are blessing you. Thank you, Spirit. They've been doing gang stalking. You've been doing your research. You know what the fuck's going on. They're very duplicitous. They act like they love God, but they're in very dark energy. They don't. It's just an act. You could have had multiple confrontations. This could be going to trial. There could be a jury trial. They could be trying to run. Something's urgent, trying to run. It's urgent because they're terrified to go to jail or prison for this grand larceny over here. Don't live in the past. Move on to the future. Wow, they could literally be a fugitive. They could literally go on the run for someone here. Divine intervention with child endangerment. You could have been in danger from this father figure here. Cousins. Your cousins could have called CPS on you. Now, that's not for everyone. Your siblings or your cousins are involved here. They created a lot of trauma in your life that you had to heal. There were trauma bonds with these karmic family members here. It could have created chronic fatigue syndrome in you, okay? Because you were always having to live in fight or flight mode. A chemical imbalance in the brain. You were protecting yourself and isolating for your safety, especially if you're being gang stalked. Someone could be trying to evade capture and end up with a GSW here. Someone could have a fungus. I don't feel like that's really in the energy, but you never know. Wow. Be patient for a delivery. Divine timing for what was stolen from you. Money. It's being dismantled. Someone is listening to others. Your ops fear you. You're so strong. They didn't know how strong you were, collective. Spiritual court is now in session. These people have been very hard to deal with throughout your life. Everything is different now. Someone works in the medical field and someone works in the court. Someone could have needed a wheelchair delivered. Someone could have been in a wreck and be in a wheelchair. They've made some kind of an investment here with a possible real estate property, but their master plan failed. manipulating the community to turn against you. They could have had someone acting like your copycat or your clone to even present themselves to you in some kind of a situation here. Now they're scared as fuck. They know that your past has been very painful here. They're in checkmate. Wow, for stealing your inheritance. Jeez. They've just been trying to create a painful ending in your life. Toxic parents here trying to create a very painful ending in your life. And the inability to maintain personal boundaries for yourself. They wanted everything to be so hard. They could have been sending people in to trick you, to manipulate you. Let go of the outcome so the universe can work its magic, okay? They wanted you homeless. You could have faced homelessness. I know I did. A crime ring getting busted, and trafficking could be definitely going on out here. They keep bringing up your past and using it against you. You've conquered the fear of surviving. And now you're being very protective over yourself and your energy and who you allow near you. God's revealing the truth, and you're transmuting this pain into power. Okay. They're upset about losing your wealth. And God is revealing the truth with the sun coming out over here. And God's very protective over you, keeping it private. They're manipulating the community to come against you. They want to make you sick. And they're completely mind blown that you could be sober. It's mind blowing that I'm sober, so that could be significant for some of you too. But they're mind blown. They've even tried to conjure entities to come against you. They could have wanted you strung out on drugs and struggling with addictions, saying, oh, they're going to die soon. They won't see it coming. A corrupt organization with bribed corrupt officials and corrupt organization here. Someone's going to die soon and they're not going to see it coming. Could have been saying that you were lazy, that you don't work, trying to restrict you in every aspect of your life, but you're a hard worker. You may not have always been a hard worker, but there's going to be a windfall of money and overflowing love that's coming to you. You've got self-love, self-care, and self-worth overflowing with love. They were sabotaging the court case for this windfall of money. Someone could be getting a misdemeanor charge. Using flattery or charm to gain an advantage, playing both sides of the conflict, and that could be what's going on with the courts here. Because they want this windfall of money. You could have an online business, or someone involved here could. They could even be stealing from that as well. There could be a drug bust. And we've got an estate, an inheritance, and probate. Again, with this windfall of money. They're under investigation. They're going to be caught by the police if there is trafficking going on here. Betraying someone's trust that works for the government. They're saying one thing and doing another. They're under investigation. They're curious about a message from the court. Fake friends in high places for self-preservation. Selling their soul to Jezebel has cost them their life. We've got sexual energy here, keeping secrets. Spiritual root of jealousy is the inability to see what God has provided in their life and a lack of thankfulness. They're just greedy, materialistic. They're in denial that they were bullying you. Wow. And creating defamation of character, physical abuse. Could have said that you were promiscuous. They abused their power and their position of authority in your life. Someone could be warning them to lay low for now. Wow. And that could have to do, we've got a stepdad or a dad. They could have inflicted you and put bruises on you. We've got this. It just keeps coming out. This, a stepmom, a stepdad, or a mom and a dad. Parental figures here could be involved with trafficking and get a trafficking and possession charge. Someone could be working with your family to hurt you. Broken bones and bruises. This whole community is just fucking corrupt as shit. They're worried that you'll find out that they were working with your family to hurt you. This could be an ex here. Or the whole corrupt community could be scared with gang stalking that you're going to find out that it was them. Numbing themselves to escape the pain. They're trying to get rid of you before court because they don't want to have to face the consequences. Your ancestors protect you. A DA could be looking into a paper trail here. Court cost fines. There's a document. The letter L could be significant. They don't know what to say to you. The letter D. C. You weren't supposed to survive this. They could have even gotten gang members involved. Receiving justice for a robbery. They're scared of you. This could even be going on here. Something could be in a safety deposit box that's hidden from prying eyes. The letter B. The PO. There could even be a PO box. Someone's mail could have been rerouted. The letter G. H. They have an evil obsession with trying to fuck with you. They want you emotionally unstable. You don't want anything to do with these people. You can't stand them. You got them out of your life. Yeah, you want them to stay away. Being duplicitous, there could even be a corrupt church involved. They've been very reckless in this energy. They can't run now. They could have even unalived someone. All this abuse is going to blow up in their face. The letter N. They could have neglected you when you were younger. This or this could have been what they were planning. Someone's wife is involved, or girlfriend. Wow. Yeah, you could have definitely been taken, or they could have been planning a kidnapping in order to do this unaliving. You're going to be speaking your truth and proving your innocence. There's new information that's going to come out when you speak your truth regarding this situation. You've been dealing with narcissists and narcissistic abuse, sociopathic energy. There's definitely some kind of a DRUG deal going on here, and that could be part of what this investigator is looking into. Okay, roll the dice. Got Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo twice, Gemini, excuse me, Venus twice, love, beauty, having peaceful energy, Saturn, it's karma coming in, time, restriction, double Saturn, double Venus. So being manipulative, acting like they loved you, or acting like they were this loving person out into the community, but it's definitely not what the fuck was going on behind closed doors. Okay, very abusive energy, very violent. You could have had to leave to be able to protect yourself, so that, because you weren't supposed to survive. And we've got Neptune, being compassionate and forgiving, confusion, illusion. Can even be a state of psychosis here. Got the 11th house, It's ruled by Aquarius and Uranus. It's about your idealistic goals and your values. It's goals, hopes, wishes, associates, friendships, large groups, social change, and community events. The fifth house is ruled by Leo and the Sun. It's about your pursuits of pleasure and creativity. It involves theater, children, large animals, public attention, hobbies, fun things, affairs of the heart, gambling, and speculation. We've got the sixth house, which is ruled by Virgo and Mercury. It's about the mundane world that you live in. It involves work, service, health, co-workers, animals, and pets. We've got the eighth house, which is ruled by Scorpio and Mars and Pluto, and it's about other people's stuff. It involves wills, gifts, death, insurance, inheritances, joint finances, and other people's possessions. And we have the fourth house, which is ruled by Cancer and the Moon, and it's about your foundations, and it came out in the cards. Land, family, mother, the physical home, and karmic lessons. And Saturn came out twice, so major karmic lessons are being balanced out, and your ancestors are helping you here to balance out karmic energy, okay, with your divine and earthly inheritance. Okay. I went ahead and pulled the cards out. Okay, so we have Gabo. You are receiving a gift that may be material in nature or something intangible. Upright, it means gift, friendship, generosity, harmony, talents and abilities, and joining forces. Reverse, it's about greed, over-sacrifice, dependence, obligation, bribery, and unused talents. Okay. Next, we have Manaz. Remain open to receive help from others and willing to help others where needed. Upright, it's about community, social concerns, support, intelligence, self-awareness, and the collective. Reverse, it's about a lack of support, isolation, outcast, and self-preoccupation. Okay. Next, we have now these. Look at tough times as an opportunity to learn and strengthen your resilience. Wow. Not a wand here. And you're still this sweetheart. The world didn't make you just turn bitter and cold, you know. You've still got a sweet, good heart. Upright, it's about survival. Scarcity, restriction, need, hardship, frustration, and self-reliance. You've had a very hard journey here, and they made sure that they made it that way. Fucking assholes. In reverse, it's about materialism, being trapped, self-sabotage, unresolved issues, and emotional blocks. It's what you've had to deal with since your childhood with your family members. It's just disgusting how greedy they are. Hopefully your ancestors are going to help and justice here be overturned for you so that you can have and be given what you are supposed to receive. And a detective in the court here, they were keeping you bound into this energy. A main male here. It's King of Cups. It was a major bully in your life. Treated you like shit. All because they wanted this great fortune that was supposed to be yours, and they stole it from you when you were a child. Well, they're in despair. They're in despair about their health, and they're in despair that they're going to fucking prison for what the hell they've done. They're going to be getting a message from the court, and you're going to shift into this privileged lady energy, and your pathway is going to change because your ancestors are going to make it. So you could have had a sister, some of you. Okay. And you had to do what you had to do in order to protect yourself. And they could have been very surprised that you did. And you survived, even though it was against all odds and you weren't supposed to. I know that's definitely my situation. All right, guys. So this is going to be our reading. You guys just take this how it resonates. 50 minutes exactly on the clock. Major changes are coming. So it reduces to a 5. Y'all just take this how it resonates. Don't force anything to fit. I love you guys so much. I hope that you'll hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you for viewing my content. It means the world to me. I love you so much, Collective. Bye, guys.